Bismillahirrahmanirrahim wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah amma ba'd. So we're going to continue from our last week's lesson, and we're now doing Surah Al-Fatiha, and we've covered a bit of the ayats in Surah Fatiha, and this was last week's ayat, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, and now we're going to obviously progress on to the next part of Surah Al-Fatiha. Okay, so the next bit that we're going to cover Okay, so let's do word by word. So the next bit is Malik. Okay, right, and it's Maliki. Now, first of all, I'd like you to just tell me what category of word this is. Ahmed? Before you say now, we say there's three. We use Arabic for this. Ismun. It's Ismun. Okay? So we know this is an Ismun. Okay? Now, my next question is, what type of Ismun is this? Now, before you answer, whenever you look at an Arabic word, don't look at it in isolation. Isolation means by itself. Look at it in the context of what's come before it and what's coming after it, because that will give you clues. So think what we've said before, and then we come to Malik. You know it's an Ismun, but my question is, what type of Ismun is it? And you have to look at all the clues. And the clue for the Ismun is usually the case ending. That gives you a clue as to where it might fit and what it's connected with. Ahmed? It is genitive. Okay, so we know this Ismun is genitive because it has a kasra. Now that you know it is genitive, the next question I'm going to ask you, why is it genitive? Sorry?
It's only one now.
What do you mean it's only one now?
Only one.
No. What's the rules for genitive? When do we use genitive in a noun? Ashik? When there's a preposition, that's the first rule. So this one may have genitive if there's a preposition that comes before it. All right. So before we go to the other types, is there a preposition before Maliki? No. So it can't be this. All right. What's the other type when we get genitive? Ahmed? Sorry? This one. Which one are you talking about? Lillahi. So Ahmed is saying because of Lillahi, this is why there is Maliki. So why? What is the connection here? What's the rule here for genitive here then? Yes. So any adjective, right, that's following a noun which is in the adjective. Noun which is in the genitive, right? Well, so the adjective, so noun adjective must mean that the adjective must also be in genitive. So noun genitive must mean the adjective must be genitive. So that was the second rule. Okay? And the third, you learned three. Sorry? Root word? I don't understand. Root? Ahmed, you're going to stay sitting and not on a seat if you can't answer that. Nothing to do with roots. Come on, think. Yes. The moment of brilliance, Arif. It comes very rarely, but when it does come, it's brilliance. Noun to noun. Yes. Okay. More specific. Which noun? Noun 1 or noun 2? Noun 2. Yes, Sadia, and yes, Arif. MashaAllah. Well done. Brilliance there. So yes, in the idafa. Yeah. And noun 2. Right. Will you get the genitive? So, as Ahmed correctly said, in this situation, it's not because of idafa, it is not because there's a preposition before it, it's actually because this word is an adjective describing Allah, which is the noun. Yeah? That's why I wrote it up in the beginning, to be able for you to be able to connect it. So, Malik is an adjective to Allah, and Allah is in the genitive, therefore Malik must also be in the genitive. Excellent. So Maliki, so that's why we know it's Maliki. Excellent. So my next question is, what's the root? Sadia? Mim, yes. Lam and kaf, yes. Why is that important? Why do we need to know the roots? So you can see in the dictionary. Well done, Sadia. Excellent. And if we go into a dictionary with mim, lam and kaf, we will find that it means master or king. Right? So we now know that this means king. So king is a description of Allah, that he is the king. Yeah, or master. Now the next bit is Yawm. So let's now analyze the next bit. Yawm. So here we have Yawm. Now in Yawm, there's also a kasra. Yawm. Mi. Right? Now, let us think, why is this in kasra? Now, I already described to you the 3 rules as to why this is in genitive. So it's going to be one of those 3 rules. Yawm is in the genitive. But before we describe it, what type of word is it? Ismun. Don't say noun. Say ismun. Okay? So it's ismun. My next question, what type of ismun is it? Noun?
Ismun. Adjective. Ismun. Noun to adjective. Ismun to adjective.
The brilliant man comes again. He's grabbing one of these seats. He's taking your seat. For next week, you better start. He's taking it. Yes. But my next question is why? Because he said, where's the ismun to ismun here?
Malik and
Yes. Very good. You've got the seat for next week. On that to learn. Brilliant. But I just need to keep him very. Alright. He's absolutely right. Listen to Arif at this point. It's ismun to ismun because it is part of idafa, and he's absolutely right that noun in the idafa, this is the idafa here. Noun 1 and noun 2, and noun 2 in the rule is always in the genitive. Now, noun 1 is in genitive because it's acting as an adjective to Allah. Okay? So that can always change. That can be genitive, that can be dhamma, it can be anything. But noun 2 must always be in the genitive. So that's why it's yawmi. Right? So it can't be adjective. You know, a day, you can't describe day as king, you know? So, okay, so that's why it's in genitive, and it's a noun 2 to be specific. And what does it mean? Day, correct. Yawm, okay, Yawm. So we have master, and it's the second noun of the day. Now we have Al-Deen. Now Al-Deen, yeah, Yawmiddini. Yes, why? Now first, I want to ask, is for Dini, what type of word is it? Ismun. Is it case ending? Genitive. Why?
Because it's a noun.
Shh. One is
Noun to noun.
it's noun to noun. Which number noun is it?
3.
3. This is noun 3. So here you have an idafa where you have 3 nouns connected together. Yeah, and it can go, so it's like master of the day of judgment. Yes, and this can carry on. You can have many nouns connected of and of and of and of. Yeah, so idafa has a minimum of 2 nouns together, but it can have as many nouns going after it. Yeah, so this is an idafa chain of 3 nouns. Okay, but the last noun in the idafa has al. Now my question to you is noun 1 definite or indefinite?
Definite.
Why is it definite?
Because
No.
Huh?
Because Malik, because it's
It doesn't have al on it. What? Then it should have al. Why is there no al?
because of the rule that we should.
What rule? Idafa rule, yeah. So the noun, the first noun, if there's only 2 nouns in idafa, noun 1 is definite without the al. But it's definite. Okay? Because it is describing Allah like Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, it should have al. But because it's part of idafa, the al has been omitted. But it is definite. Same for Yawm. It's master of the day. But because it's not the final noun in the idafa, it is definite but without the al. But because Al-Deen is the last noun in the idafa chain of the day of judgment, it must show the al. Okay? Simple rule. So it's the last noun. That will give you a clue as to how long the idafa might be, because you might just see an al at the end. So Al-Deen, Al-Deeni. Okay? So in fact, all 3 words are definite, but it's only shown it in the last noun. Noun 1 and noun 2 cannot show it because it's part of the idafa rule. Right? Good. So, master of the day of judgment. Let's carry on. Okay, Iyyaka na'budu. Right? So that's the next bit, and we're going to concentrate on this word here first. Iyyaka. Now, it's a new word for us, so the first thing that you have to do when you see something like that is you have to think, well, which category does it belong to? Does it belong to fi'lun, harfun, or ismun? Somebody says fi'lun. Does that make Someone says harfun. It's actually harfun. Well done, Ahmed and Sadia. It is a harfun. Okay. And the harf here actually, it's a combination of harf, or combination of huruf. Huruf being the plural. Okay. The first one of this harf is iyya. Okay. And the second bit of the harf is ka. So these are 2 pronouns together. All right. Okay. The ka is part of the what type of pronoun? Sadia? Possessive or attached pronoun. Correct, Sadia. We'll call it attached pronoun. Or possessive, it's correct, attached pronoun. And iya is another type of pronoun which means, can anyone know? It means alone. Right? And iya can never exist by itself. It always has to be attached to a pronoun, an attached pronoun. Okay? So you have Iyyaka. Which, can anyone put that together then? What would that mean if you put them together? Iyyaka. Shh. Where's the adab in the circle that we had? From day one I said, what did I say? Hands up. If you all talk at once, how am I going to understand somebody saying this? You had your hands up, okay? Nope.
To him alone.
Right, okay. Guys, we've done this so many times. You told me that ka is an attached pronoun. Right? So where did it come? What example have we used ka in terms of attached pronoun? With our hand signals. Sadia? I can't hear you. No, don't stand up, just speak louder. I'm talking about attached pronoun. If I said the word deen, does that ring some bells? Yeah. So what does dinuka mean?
His deen.
Shh. What does dinuka mean? Ashik.
His deen.
Oh, yes, your deen. Why did you say his deen? Come on, let's get our act together, yeah? Let's wake up. So deen. Deen being the noun, and then we use the attached pronouns to it. So we have dinuhu,
His deen.
his deen. Dinuhum, their deen. Dinuka, your deen. Dinukum, all your deen. Dini, my deen. Dinuna, our deen. Very good. And this is Iyyaka. So what should it mean? Hands up. Iyyaka, Ahmed. I need a ruler. You alone, yes. Yes, you alone. Good. So Iyyaka, you alone. Okay? So there we have Iyyaka. So let's just do the hand signals for Iyyaka. Or Iyya. So, shh. Concentrate, okay? Iyyahu. He alone. He alone. Iyyahum. They alone. Iyyaka. You alone. Iyyakum. You all alone. Iyyaya. I alone. Iyyana. You alone. So Iyyaka is you alone. Very good, we got that, alhamdulillah. So Iyyaka, just to repeat, is a combination of particles of huruf, of Iyya and Ka. Yeah? So these are two particles together, giving you alone. Right. So we've done Iyyaka. Now let's go on to the next one, which is na'budu. Now, looking at this word na'budu, can we have a hazard a guess as to what type of word it is? Now, with a lot of these things, when you look at it, it might be difficult to work out, but it might be pattern recognition. And also a combination of knowing the root words, root letters, will give you an idea of what it might be, either a verb or noun or huruf, just from recognition and looking at the roots. So with time, you'll get more better at it. But we can try and work this one out. So, Arif, what is it? Harf. Somebody says harf. Why do you say harf? Does harf have case endings?
No case endings, not gentle.
Just because it's not gented, can't isms have other case endings? What are the case endings for nouns or ism? How many case endings are there for ism? 3. So this is 1. So there's 3 case endings. So just because it's not genitive, does it mean it can't be an ism? Huh?
Yes.
Right, okay. It can have either a dhamma or kasra or fatha for ism, right? You can have 3 possible case endings. Just because it's not genitive doesn't mean it's not an ism, right? Okay. Ahmed, what do you think it might? Huh? You think it's a fi'lun? Arif? Ashik? You think fi'lun?
Ismu.
Sadia, you should follow your brothers. It's actually a fi'lun. Now my next question is, why is it a fi'lun? Ahmed?
Present.
Because you reckon it's a present tense. Excellent answer, Ahmed. You're absolutely right. It's present tense. So now, this is how we can work it out, because we can see na'budu and we think, that might be present tense. So let's just remind ourselves about present tense verbs. So which is the verb that we usually go back to? Fa'ala. So let's do all the hand signals together. So we did fa'ala, which is past tense, he did. Now we're saying present tense, so we go up to yaf'alu, which is he is doing. Yaf'aluna, they are doing. Taf'alu, you are doing. Taf'aluna, you all are doing. Af'alu, I am doing. Naf'alu, we are doing. Na'budu must mean that we are doing something, right? We haven't worked out what it is yet, okay, but we can see na'budu looks very much like naf'alu, okay? So if we do, so here, naf'alu, okay, naf'alu, very much looks like na'budu, yeah, okay? So we can see that this is a fi'lun, it's present tense, we have a dhamma at the end, and we have a noon in the beginning, which gives us the idea that it's we are doing something in the present tense, correct? Very good. So my next question is that what's the root letters? Sadia?
Noon, ha.
No. Ashik?
Ain, ba, dal.
Yes. So it's Ain, Ba, and Da. Abada. Okay? Right. So we have Abada like Fa'ala. Okay? So Abada means
Worship.
properly
Worship.
Abada.
He worship.
He, say loudly.
Worship.
Yeah, he worshipped. It's past tense, isn't it? Abadu, they worshipped. Abadta, you worship. Abattum, you worshipped. Okay. Abattu, I worshipped. Abadna, we worship. So from abada to present tense, ya'budu, he is worshipping. Ya'baduna, they are worshipping. Ta'budu, you are worshipping. Ta'buduna, you all are worshipping. A'budu, I'm worshipping. Na'budu, we are worshipping. Alright? Excellent. Well done. The only other subtle thing that I want you to have a look at, in naf'alu, we can say that the second letter in the root, which is the ain here, and ba in abada, in the naf'alu it is fatha, and in the abada it is it's dhamma. Okay? Everyone just not shout out until I ask you, okay? Otherwise it gets a bit rowdy here, okay? So na'budu, it's in dhamma, and this one is in fatha. The key thing here, don't worry too much about it. It has no significance. I mean, it's just in pronunciation. So like you have fa'ala that goes to yaf'alu, you can have jalasa that goes to yajlisu with a kasra, and abada that goes to ya'budu in the dhamma. Okay? So you just simply have to know which words go like that in the present tense. And usually in the dictionary it will tell you whether it will be a fatha, a kasra, or a dhamma. So in fa'ala it is a fatha, yaf'alu. In jalasa, in the present tense, it goes to kasra, yajlisu. And in abada it's a dhamma, abada to ya'budu. Okay? So it's just a subtle thing that you can see, but there's no implication in its meaning, just in the pronunciation. Okay? So Iyyaka na'budu, we are worshipping. So let's just go through this. So alhamdu, all praises the praises, lillahi, belong to Allah, who is the Rabbil Alameen, which is Nidafa, Lord of the worlds. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, so he's the most merciful, most kind. Maliki, and he's the master of Yawmi, day, Al-Deen, of the judgment. Iyyaka, two particles together, you alone, because of the ka, you alone. Na'budu, we are worshipping.